there are probably a lot of people who would rather I just shut up, aren't there? Stop asking inconvenient questions. We're trying...
So Sargon of Akkad, Twitter was suspended the other day, but I think it's back already, and he is like making himself the martyr, like, oh, people would like to shut me up, because he was like showing all his tweets and like theorizing which one of his tweets got him suspended and stuff, and then it's like, yeah, people want to shut him up and stop asking inconvenient questions, but this is very ironical because of, well, this stuff.
Say the Armored Media channel, and you commented, watch out, don't say his name, harmful opinions, the floating fire brain. Everything would look fine as if your comments had been posted, but then if you log out, the comment with harmful opinions in it would disappear, and it would be invisible to anyone else, except to the owner of the channel, who could see it in their held for review folder. This filter's been turned off now, but we know it was on the Armored Media, Armored Skeptic, and Shoe on Head channels. Other filtered words besides harmful opinions included Candid and Bindu Reddy, who is Candid's CEO.
So this still is related to this Candid controversy in the skeptic community between harmful opinions, of course, because, well, Sargon of Akkad, he does not seem concerned that his friends are censoring comments. They are censoring words like, or at least were censoring words like harmful opinions and Candid and Bindu Reddy on their YouTube sites, because he was, well, saying inconvenient truths or facts or whatever. So they censored him, but like Sargon has been defending these people. So, well, you could say he is hypocritical, to say the least. And here is like, this is supposedly from Shoe on Head. She messaged harmful opinions, I guess, admitting that she is the one who blocked the words on skeptics and her own channel, like these harmful words, because she was tired of it derailing other people's conversations/debates, and everyone getting into huge fights about it in the comments when it's irrelevant to the video's topic. And yeah, so she admits censoring this opinion. She's a corporate chill and all that stuff. And while this is, well, I guess I should point out why this is relevant, that it's not just some, e-celeb drama, some minor spat among these YouTubers, like, some pointless semi-celebrity fight. No, because these people, these supposed free speech advocates, Shoe on Head, Armored Skeptic, and indirectly Sargon of Akkad, they are supporting Candid, which is more or less associated with Google.
I'm gonna let the CEO of My Likes tell you.
And our whole goal is to be more scientific about the whole thing. Like you just mentioned, I'm from Google, and 90% of employees on My Likes are from Google. And they're all Google engineers and some of my co-founder is actually the tech lead for AdSense, was the tech lead for AdSense.
Folks, do you get why this concerns me? These dozens of YouTubers have signed a contract that says they can't affect the professional reputation of Google engineers.
Yeah. So these free speech advocates have sold their soul to Google, so they won't criticize Google or like this certain branch of Google and these employees of Google, because, well, earlier in this video, Harmful Opinions points out how they have this non-disparagement clause that you cannot criticize. Maybe I should try to find it. I don't know. Yeah, well, you can find it. Here is it? Yeah. So for 2 years after the termination of the contract between the YouTuber with Candid to say they cannot disparage my likes or Candid or likewise take any action which could reasonably be expected to adversely affect my likes' reputation or public perception. The producer will not disparage my likes, Candid, or any of my likes or Candid's directors, officers, agents, or executives, or otherwise take any action which could reasonably be expected to adversely affect the personal or professional reputation of the service or employees and all that stuff. So it's many of these Google people that they cannot criticize, and well, Google is clearly it's into censorship and manipulation and all that social engineering stuff, like, you know, it was pro Hillary Clinton during the election cycle, and like well, Google has done a bunch of bad stuff, and this is just one of them, this Candid stuff. And it's so fucking it's not even funny, it's tiring to see, like, you know, Sargon of Akkad get on his soapbox and preach about freedom of speech and how Twitter is censoring him, and, you know, he's a horrible Nazi, that Jack, whatever his name is, the CEO of Twitter, but then he just ignores this crap when his friends and Google do similar stuff. And he is like Sargon of Akkad, he is fighting this great culture war against these oppressive forces, and like now he made this video a few days ago where he is talking about Milo Yiannopoulos and PewDiePie being victims of this culture war, so, you know, his enemies can push their agenda or something. But he's just basically, well, I guess this shows that he is also like just using them to push his agenda too, or something to that extent.
What's important about this is that Milo Yiannopoulos has done nothing extraordinary. He is not a paedophile, he has not molested anyone, and he is not even accused of molesting anyone. He is in fact the victim of a paedophile, and in my personal opinion, I said I wouldn't editorialize, but I may as well give it here since it's relevant. I think that his views on pederasty, which is what he's referring to, not paedophilia, are coloured by his own personal experiences and victimization at the hands of a Catholic priest.
So anyway, I already made a couple of videos about this Milo pedophilia controversy, and I stated that I don't think he is a pedophile, but he is excusing statutory rape. Somebody pointed in my comment section in my video that people don't realize the difference between pedophilia and statutory rape. And statutory rape is like sex with a minor who is not legally seen to be able to give consent to have sex. And that is basically what Milo Yiannopoulos does, and like Sargon is making Milo out to be the victim, and well, I agree with him that Milo was a victim of a molestation by this Catholic priest, Father Michael, but I think he said that he was sexually active before that too. But yeah, I do think that he was like a victim of molestation, and, you know, yeah, we should have some sympathy for him because of that. But now he's an adult, and we shouldn't excuse him because, you know, he suffered when he was a kid, so now he wants to do similar stuff, or at least like approve of other people doing similar stuff to teenagers that was done to him when he was a teenager. So it doesn't follow like logically. But of course Sargon is defending Milo basically because Milo is his friend or associate or something. And like he does make like Sargon does make a point in his video about like the people who are attacking Milo, they do it not because of they are concerned about pedophilia, but because they are against Milo. And I agree, and he points out that, you know, there's been all this pedophilia stuff in Hollywood and like and George Takei, Sulu from Star Trek, he also said similar stuff to like when he was 13, he was in some summer camp and his older camp whatever leader advisor molested him, and he thought it was so cool because he was handsome. But so yeah, I do agree with Sargon that this is like this is hypocritical from these opponents of Milo, but still Sargon himself is also like he is excusing Milo basically because it's his they are friends and stuff, and like I do think that Milo Yiannopoulos is not as bad as many of these Hollywood pedophiles, and I pointed out in the previous video that like the discussion between Harmful Opinions and Sargon, that Sargon was just dismissing Pizzagate, and I'm not saying that Pizzagate is 100% true and everything. We should just believe it unskeptically, because we should be skeptical of it, but to me, I don't like, if you look into it, it seems there is actually something to it, and I don't know, I just think he is staying away from it because he's too lazy or dumb or something to like admit that there is something to it. Like it doesn't fit his narrative, maybe that's it. He just cares about this culture war, and it doesn't give him ammunition for a culture war to like talk about Pizzagate, so that's why he ignores it. Maybe that's it. And anyway, and Sargon he plays this clip between Joe Rogan and Milo, and Milo is talking about like when he went to some sex party in Hollywood, and there were like very young boys using cocaine or something and having sex. So basically admitting he was in this pedophiliac event, and like Sargon is saying like, that is not like, it doesn't mean that Milo is defending pedophiles because he doesn't name them, and that like if he were to name them, they might just sue him because he cannot prove any of it. And I agree with Sargon on that. However, I think Sargon is misrepresenting the issue, because it's not just about this clip, because he didn't play the other clip that I showed in one of my previous videos with the drunken peasants, Amazing Atheist and some other guys, where Milo is basically condoning statutory rape. That's it, and I don't know why Sargon. I have my suspicions why he didn't play that clip. He only played this clip because it's easy to defend him with this. But I just don't. I don't find Sargon's defense of Milo to be very honest. Let's just say that. And there's another, for some reason I have marked it down that I want to show this clip as well.
Because I think that a principled person doesn't take money from their enemies in order to defame a victim of a paedophile for their own political gain in the current culture war that they are on the losing end of. And I can tell you that this is exactly what he is doing.
So he's talking about some guy who, I don't remember his name, but anyway, who is defaming Milo supposedly for being a pedophile. And it's just the same thing, but Sargon is defending this, well, not a pedophile, but he's like a pedophile apologist or statutory rape apologist. And he's doing it both because they are friends or associates, and because it helps him in his culture war. So I don't think he's doing it because of, altruism or, the truth or anything like that, because he clearly doesn't give a fuck about the truth, like as is shown by his opinions in the Candid stuff. This is Ivan McNally. I think this is the guy Sargon was talking about, that he's attacking Milo, but whatever.
accusing someone of being a paedophile when the nuance of the situation is far more complicated than that is the lowest possible form of attack.
So now he used his favorite word, nuance. Like, yeah, once again, I don't think that Milo Yiannopoulos is a pedophile. I have not seen any convincing evidence or heard any convincing evidence that he has actually committed any pedophile acts himself. But nuance, I think, is the favorite word of Sargon of Akkad. He basically uses it whenever, like, somebody disagrees with him or attacks him, and it's like, you don't understand my nuance. I'm so fucking more nuanced than you. My nuance is over 9,000. And it just fucking pisses me off because, well, he is so fucking nuanced that he is defending this pedophile apologist, Milo. And it's like, I don't know, it sounds, his way, usage of the word nuance, it sounds like, it's like a relativistic bullshit, like, whenever you say, whenever Sargon says that an issue is nuanced, it can basically, like, he can try to fit it into his narrative. So it's like, oh, you don't understand. It's so nuanced and complicated, but I do. And it's like, it's basically like a weasel word. Like, well, one of his other words that he likes to use is drama. Like, whenever somebody also criticizes him or, like, within the, at least from the, like, other YouTubers or members of the quote-unquote skeptic social moderate community, he says it's drama, like, as if it negates all skepticism just because, like, oh, it's drama. And other these words, sexist, racist, misogynist, conspiracy theorist, Nazi, they're, people, the leftists, of course, use sexist, racist, misogynist. Well, even Sargon uses them, at least, like, racist, when he's dealing with the alt-right or storm fags or whatever. He just labels them this negative label, and that supposedly refutes their arguments and stuff. And of course, conspiracy theorist is an old way just to, say that you're a conspiracy theorist, so none of these facts that you have pointed out matter anything because it's a conspiracy theory. And well, he is basically doing the same stuff, except, like, I guess the difference between, like, words like like nuance and drama is that they are like weasel words that they, like, he evades, being attacked with words like that, like, oh, I am being nuanced and this is drama, so you cannot attack me. And other stuff might be like, saying it's not all black and white. And of course, many issues are not all black and white, but also you can just use it as an excuse to avoid precision and stuff. So these are like weasel words to avoid attacks. And then there's these attack words like sexist, racist, misogynist, Nazi, conspiracy theories, like you are attacking the opponent. Like, so yeah, there's this like defensive and offensive weasel words or whatever, and Sargon is good at using especially like the defensive weasel words. That's my point. And yeah, maybe it took me too long to say it, but fucking go, like, Sargon should seriously get like a dildo that has the word nuance on it and shove it up his ass, and then he can share it on his Twitter.
Trying to create, oh, what the fuck happened this time? What the? I hadn't even tweeted any gay porn at anyone.
So yeah, he's proud of his incident when he tweeted gay porn. Anyway, but yeah, just to go back to this video, I won't deal with the PewDiePie stuff, but like, he points out that Milo is not a criminal. He hasn't been accused of any criminal activity like pedophilia and stuff, and it's a thought crime. And well, I agree, Milo is not a criminal, at least as far as I know. But he is a morally questionable character, to say the least. So I would not praise him, or I wouldn't want him to represent any important political ideologies or anything like that. Because, well, I think he's just, this Oscar Wilde wannabe buffoon clown that sometimes he says something, witty, like he's not a dumb guy. I think he's witty and charismatic, but that doesn't make him, he would make a great actor. And, well, speaking of that, he sort of is. Like, I saw this couple of articles. Actually, I hadn't heard about this whole thing, but like in one of Johnny Fox's videos, he mentioned that Milo doesn't actually write most of his own articles on Breitbart and whatever. It's like, his Gamergate figurehead Milo Yiannopoulos is actually 44 kids in a trench coat. And it's like, it says it's from a BuzzFeed article, so okay, I wouldn't take it too seriously. But here it says, like, supposedly quotes Milo directly. 2 people write Breitbart stuff for me, he told BuzzFeed News, but ghostwriting is too great a word. And so, like, yeah, I have 2 books coming out this year, he said. It's completely standard for someone with a career like mine to have researchers and assistants and ghostwriters. So, if this, and there's another article saying some of the same stuff, I suppose. And yeah, some former intern told this website that, yeah, I wrote articles for him, his articles on Breitbart. He writes some of them, but most no. He has other people writing his shit. Like, unless this alleged intern is lying, and, but based on this interview with BuzzFeed or whatever, so he doesn't. He's like Johnny Fox said, he's basically an actor, and Milo Yiannopoulos is, well, somewhere, yeah, here is like a, okay, so here is like some Breitbart employee said, yeah, okay. Breitbart employee said, Milo Yiannopoulos is not one person. That person does not exist. It is a collective consciousness of various different people who come and go. And yeah, like, even if his speeches are written, it appears, I cannot say whether all of this information is correct, but it appears he is mostly an actor who is like, yeah, he's, handsome and charismatic and faggy as fuck, and that's why a lot of people like him, but he doesn't actually hold many opinions himself. I think he's just in it for the attention or the money or whatever. And another reason why you don't want this guy as any kind of leadership figure or anything, you don't want him to represent you, whether you're Gamergate or alt-right or conservative. Like, it's just dandy. Fucking people. And, if, of course, Sargon of Akkad won't point out stuff like this because they're fucking butt buddies. I don't mean it literally this time. Anyway, I'm gonna finish it, but like, yeah, I just think that Sargon of Akkad, he seems very tribalistic in his culture war, because he is like, his standards seem different when it comes to his friends like Shoe on Head and Armored Skeptic and Milo Yiannopoulos compared to, his enemies on the other side of the culture war. And even like in the discussion between Sargon and Harmful Opinions, he suggested that, you shouldn't have same standards between Kotaku and Shoe on Head. And he said that, yeah, it's because, like, you know, they're professional journalists. And okay, yeah, I understand, like, I guess I wouldn't expect the same degree of professionalism from, you know, shoe on head, but I would expect, like, honesty. Like, this honesty is not, you know, it's not just for professionals. Like, if you're a YouTuber with a big audience, lots of fans, I'd expect you to be honest and fair with them and not fucking screw it, and don't sell them out to fucking Google and this corporate fucking fascist communist new world order system or whatever. But